So just a real quick introductory video before we go backpacking, as far as dividing up gear. When there's two of you going, obviously you get to split the gear back and forth. So just a couple ideas. You know, obviously something like a sleeping bag, you're each going to need one, so that's easy. You know, I take the pots, Teresa can take the fuel, and then there's other things that, you know, obviously I'm going to carry. So in this case, and for those that paid attention in high school English, this is what's called foreshadowing. So, shh, it's a secret, don't tell her. Alright, backpack's fully packed. We didn't worry about standing on a scale. Don't know exactly how much we have, but I was telling...
I know, mine will be lighter on the way down because I have all the food.
Yeah, and I was telling Teresa, like, it's probably the same amount of weight that I've packed in previous trips, but since then I've put on more weight, so then as a percentage of my own body weight, it's less. So,
Winning.
Winning. So, we'll see how it works out, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow morning en route at some point to the hike. Last minute packing at the trailhead. Sunscreen, bug spray. Alright, and then that's where we're going to be heading, back there. We'll see how our trail goes. So, turns out 200 meters from where we start, we got across the creek, and there's no bridge. So I think it's going to be a boots off, wander across. We tried walking downstream here, and there's no better place to cross. It gets, that's about waist deep. And fast. We got two different creeks coming in, so we're going to head back up to where we first saw it, and shoes off and crossing. Shoes off, pants up. So this is the best place we found for a creek crossing. Looks a little deep in front of us.
Best place.
Best.
There are worse places.
Best place is a relative. Oh, that's cold water. Okay. Oh my. Okay, that's knee deep.
Holy fuck, that's so cold.
Okay, that's cold. That's really... Ooh. Easy. Okay, camera's going away. Alright, well, river crossing complete.
Backpack back on.
Backpack back on. Shoes back on. Pants back on.
Pants back down.
So it ended up being about knee height, cold, wanted to push you over. And I must say, I found a girl that's willing to do that. Not many people will do that. They'd be like, no.
Let's go back to the truck.
Let's go back to the truck and just go eat at Tim Hortons.
Yeah, now we're not going back because we'd have to cross that again.
So, I guess on with the adventure.
Yep.
So we're about 5 kilometers in or so, we figure, of 12. Figure we stop at this nice little creek, fill up our water. We've each went through about half our water, so may as well fill it, take a break in the shade, and
It's hot.
it's hot, and then we'll carry on from there. So as we're hiking, having this debate, I tried to give her a nice rock And then she could have squeezed it and loved it and held it. Could have turned into a diamond. She doesn't want my love. She doesn't want any of it.
It was sandstone.
Doesn't matter what it was. It's, you know, if she truly loved me.
When girls say they want a rock, they don't just mean any rock.
I picked it with care and with love.
From a pile of a million.
From a good pile of them. Apparently I'm not good enough.
Not the right rock.
So, as per the map, we knew we had to cross Forsyth Creek at some point, and we kept kind of trailing along it. There's been a couple paths to take you down to it, but we didn't really want to cross. It's, still got some pretty good runoff. Looks like an avalanche came down here and pushed all this across, so we were pretty happy to see. We do have a bridge crossing, so we're going to take that, and that'll be our crossing, and saves us from having to roll up our pant legs again. Had to sit for a quick break because wow, it got steep all of a sudden. There's uphill and downhill. Whoa. From crossing the bridge, I think we've probably gained easy, like I'd say 75, 80 vertical meters in a real short stretch of time. So quick stop, have some water, sit in the shade, and then keep going. So our steep section is mostly done, it seems, and we could hear the water and we're like, oh, maybe it'll be a good view. But it is so far down, you can't even attempt to see it. But you do get a nice view otherwise. Well, after a pretty grueling hike, we've made it to the south end of Connor Lake, but unfortunately we're going to be camping at the north end. So there's a trail that brings us along that side of the lake, all the way up to the north end. So the hike still continues. These crazy people spend all the money, they go down to Mexico to see these teal blue waters. But why would you do that when you can throw 50 pounds on your back, eat dried food, walk across uncomfortable trails, but then you get the teal waters? Huh?
Pretty much the same.
Now hopefully when we get to this cabin over here, it's an all-inclusive. Well, we figure something along the lines of 15, 16 kilometers later,
There's the cabin.
we've made our destination. So this is the first time we've seen it too. I don't know what shape it's in, but hopefully it's in pretty good shape because that's where we're staying tonight, regardless. We got this view right out the front door of the cabin. Pretty well manicured.
Yeah.
Let's see what inside looks like. So here's our quick tour of our lifestyles of the not so rich and not at all famous. So this is where we're going to be staying. Here's our cabin from the outside. We've got woodshed in the back. Pretty convenient. We'll end up having a little fire, I think. We've opened up all the windows. Pretty big cabin. Once again, can't really beat the view off the front porch. And look at this, good little house brow. Here, watch show the people.
Mount in.
So here's our accommodations. I think we'll sleep up on the top bunk because, well, we're here first. Yeah, little cabin. We got our stove over here. Have a little fire tonight, I think. If it gets cold, got a little kitchen sink prep area. What do you think, hon?
I like it.
Come here. Come stand at the door of our new cabin. It's ours for the night.
Ours for the night.
All right.
Oh, thank God.
Well, made it to the cabin. There's our home away from home for the night. And taking advantage of this nice log sitting by the lake. Nice view. And rest your achy feet. What do you think?
It's the way to live.
It's doing all right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, yes.
Sometimes the hike is.
Oh my God. Oh my God, honey. Oh my God.
So she said yes. Just down at the kitchen sink, getting water for dinner. Another nice view from a kitchen window. Can't complain about that. Well, thanks to mosquitoes, we're going to retire to the cabin a little early, just because don't want to put on a whole bunch of bug spray before going to bed. So we'll go inside the cabin. There's a crib board in there and deck cards and play crib. Teresa's setting up a bed right now. I just lit myself a fire. Got the classic smoke coming out. This is like a summertime Norman Rockwell painting. So, you got the beds all set up?
Bed's all set up. Pillows blown up.
Pillows blown up.
Mouse poop swept away.
Mouse poop swept away. You know, we're living in high class here.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna marry me, I guess this is what,
This
this is the best you get.
It's the best it's ever gonna be.
This is, yeah, it'll only ever be downhill from here.
Perfect.
But that's okay, because if she's okay with this standard, we're good.
We're set.
Well, morning time at camp. Figure I'm gonna just start working on making oatmeal and some coffee or tea or whatever, something hot to drink. Teresa just finished cleaning up some of the bedding, and yeah, eat up a little bit and then hit the trail, make that long grind back to the truck. Well, breakfast done, dishes washed, bags all packed. All that's left now is seal up the cabin and hit the trail, head back home. So that's a track that we didn't see yesterday while coming in. So sometime between when we were at the cabin over there last night and on our way out, that's a pretty big bear track. It's going in the same direction as us, so that's good. We're chasing it.
Hopefully he keeps going.
Hopefully he keeps going and doesn't find us tasty. We're too smelly to be tasty. Well, hour and 20 minutes from north end of the lake to south end of the lake. I'll let our resident step counter rattle off how far that is.
8,000 steps and 5 kilometers from one end of the lake to the other.
Yeah, so our first 5 kilometers down, we figure, so the trail had said that it was 12 kilometers to get in, but that's actually to the south end of the lake. So we got 17, so now we're back to 12 kilometers. We got 12 kilometers still back to the truck. Keep going.
Oh boy.
So we've now reached the real steep part that we came up on the way up that wasn't very fun. Yeah, not fun. Well, that really steep section of trail is over. I just looked at the GPS, and in 5 minutes coming back, we lost 115 vertical meters to get down to this point. So we got a couple more ups and downs, but then it should flatten out for a good portion of our way back to the truck. But right now we're gonna get fresh water, cool down, take a break, eat a granola bar, and go from there. Well, that line of trees back there is officially the boundary for height of the Rockies Provincial Park. We're now on the Elk Lakes Provincial Park side of things. So, how far have we gone since the cabin this morning?
Since the cabin this morning, we've gone 15,700 steps, or 10.3 kilometers.
10.3 kilometers so far, so we still got probably another 7. But the hike from here out should be slightly better. It follows an old, deactivated, long ago mining road, so it's a little bit flatter. Grab some water and carry on.
Yeah.
So we're on a bit better of a trail now, the old mine road. It's hot. As per my highly calibrated thermometer, it's about 33 degrees. So that's warm enough to be hiking when the sun's directly overhead and barely have any shade from these trees. Well, it felt kind of like an eternity, but we're back at our original creek crossing that we crossed to get in here.
Only 17.1 kilometers from when we left the cabin.
Yeah, 17.1 kilometers ago we were eating breakfast at the cabin. We're debating.
It is hellfire hot out.
Yeah, it's plus 33, 34. Not much shade along the trail because the sun's directly overhead. Anyways, our debate right now, we're so close to the truck, I can see it from here. I think we're wandering across this creek in our boots and give us better traction. If our boots are wet for the last 100 yards, I don't think it matters. Alright, boots on, crossing. Trying to remember what route we picked to cross to get here initially. Roughly this one. Oh. Oh, he's a little brisk. Actually, it's much better with boots on, but
it is much better with boots on.
I wouldn't have done it at the start of the trail, but it is much better for grip with boots on.
Yeah, this was dangerous on the way over.
Yeah. Alright. And creek crossed. Well, back at the truck, trip complete. How's our step count look? For one day. This is just today, so double it for yesterday.
25,950 steps and 17.2 kilometers.
17.2 kilometers and 26,000 steps times 2. That's enough.
That's enough for now.
Ta-ta.